Welcome back to another podcast of Girl Let's Talk.
All right.
So our girl Marci is back.
Yes.
However, our girl April is out under the weather. So you guys
She's
keep
under
her in
the weather.
prayer.
I haven't seen her. I miss her. Get well soon, April.
Yeah.
Get well soon. We miss you.
Absolutely.
So what's up, guys?
Hey, guys. Oh, I missed y'all. Hey,
missed you
girl.
Welcome back.
Y'all
MJ.
okay?
It's good to be back in the studio, y'all.
It is.
It
It is.
It's
I
great to be
missed
back in
y'all.
the studio.
This has become therapy.
It is.
It is therapy.
Well, let me say
definitely
this. Let me
is.
say this because I did hear this thing this has become therapeutic.
Very much so.
Therapy, like I think the more we do, the where we become comfortable with sharing more of those hard things. The tea. We all got a little tea going. Little
Lord
Lipton
have mercy.
tea, chamomile, Earl Grey.
And it's helping because people are
Darjeeling.
still in the DMs.
They really are.
And when we missed that 1 week, they were like, where you guys at?
Where are
I know,
you?
and I know. Yes, they was in my DMs too. I was coming back. Hey guys, I learned a lot in South Africa, and you know what? It's so much to unpack. We're just going to talk about it as we go. It changed my life. It really did. It changed my life. But it's one of those things that, when you come, like I was wondering like what you guys was doing. Were you guys okay when I got back? Were you guys okay? How was everything going?
It was
I
good.
think we even FaceTime. You wanted me to FaceTime you at
So I can see the lions, tigers, and bears.
Got in front of the line and was like fumbling with the phone. I was like, and then she didn't answer. Girl, I was like, oh
That
my gosh,
time
she ain't gonna do
changed.
that. It
That
was.
time
It was. I think it
Yeah.
was late. It was late. But I said, okay. She know I'm calling for the safari if I'm FaceTiming.
I think it was still on Do Not Disturb. So I'm sorry.
Yeah, she.
Can you go back so I can get it?
Now I will be, but when I do, just make sure you answer.
I'm going.
And anybody who want to get on the FaceTime, it
You
was,
going, sister?
what?
We
That
both
was
going.
amazing.
Okay, South Africa, I would love to go to.
Yeah.
Johannesburg.
No,
No.
not much.
Okay, no?
No.
Why?
Johannesburg, not so much.
They said Joburg looks like New York City.
Now, Joburg and Johannesburg, two different.
I thought Joburg was Johannesburg.
No, I thought Joburg was something else. If I'm
Okay,
not
we're going to look that up.
Yeah, let's look that up before we run our five.
Because I thought Joburg was the short name. I
Name.
think that's what they like.
Really?
Like the nickname for.
Okay, well, let's just say this. But even Joburg, Johannesburg, all of the
Is
birds.
a no bird.
All of the birds.
I heard it looks like New York City though.
But
Probably do.
but it's
crime.
they're different. It's just different there.
said the
We had a
crime is
group.
high.
Oh, the crime is
Crime
high.
is high because I was gonna go spend some time there.
Okay.
Crime was high, and just how they do things there is just different. Even though it is a little bit more, I'm gonna say modern,
Okay.
like Cape Town. However, it's still not as accommodating.
Okay.
Some of our group of my colleagues got stuck.
Oh,
In
wow.
Johannesburg. Oh wow.
Yeah, we had to have an intervention to get them to
wow.
us. Yeah, and I'm glad I didn't go.
Does that worry you, like, traveling out the country like that now?
Yeah, but
Like,
you know
it's
what?
worrisome.
It is worrisome, but what we gonna do?
We just talked about on the podcast before about the Brittany Griner thing, about her having medication. I'm scared to even take a Tylenol.
Let's talk through this. Let's talk through this. Let's talk through this.
I'm not
Dr.
taking it.
Robertson, let's talk. What did she have? Because you're saying it's like it's medicine. She had CBD.
She had some hash oil, which I don't know what it is.
Oil,
It's
wasn't
a
it like
But
oil
that's
that
still
you
a
put on
CBD, but it's still a
But I
derivative of
think it
THC,
has-
right?
I think it
So
has
had a
THC in
and
it.
it was a high level grade of it, right?
I don't know what it was.
When I
to
read,
be honest with you,
it's not medicine like if we had, what I was told and what ended up being okay for me, I had what I had in its original containers. So I did have like my ibuprofen in the ibuprofen, Tylenol PM, I didn't take
but
anything
what if
out.
you don't get a customs agent who is so kind and wants
You
to
don't,
mix
but I've
things
never
up?
not. But you looking at your stuff, and I know it. But that is the downfall of life.
So I'm gonna tell you a story. When I was in dental school and we went to Venezuela to treat kids in orphanages, but we had to stop in Puerto Rico. And one of the things that they told us is do not take anything that looks like medicine. Take your suitcase, tape it. Don't have any appearances that you tried to put anything in or out or whatever, because you have to handle your luggage for a little bit between getting out of Puerto Rico and going over to Venezuela overseas.
Don't mark yourself.
Exactly. So, and at the time, African-American women, I'm sure it's still happening, but they would call them mules. And they would be the ones to carry things from one border to another border. And so I just don't want, especially when I'm traveling internationally, but even domestically, I don't want the appearance.
So what you just buy your
But I've always
things
what
when you
about
get
your,
there?
what about your
when I get
prescription?
there.
What about your prescription medicine?
I don't
High
have
blood
it.
pressure.
I don't take it. I just don't take it. Now, that's not smart.
My
I'm not
blood
going to advise anybody to do it, but I just don't take any medications. I do not.
I've never not done that. I've always taken medication.
Yeah.
I've never traveled anywhere and didn't take it.
Yeah.
And so when I went this time, I'm gonna even say I loaded up a little bit more because of COVID. I made sure I had my D3. But and then another thing, I did everything in gummies. There were some things that I didn't do in gummies, but I did. But I guess I took
And
no
they have
thought in
CBD
it.
in gummies too.
I know
They
they
do,
did, but they tested for it though because of what I think she had the pipe and a little bit.
Was it a pipe
little
or
bit of
oil?
I think it was
It wasn't
oil.
in the oil. I
thought it was
thought the
a
pipe
oil.
was there.
But they have
It was
oil. Like I use a CBD oil, like on my knees and
Right.
hands, you know.
But
And I'm
when
sure
it
that's
doesn't
what
have
she was
THC,
using.
But when
but
they
it doesn't have
tested her
THC
for
in
it,
it.
But when they tested it, it was positive.
But what if you get
She had the pen. Yes, she had the pen.
She had a
Which
pen.
said, okay, well, what is this? So it's like, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The
I think I
pen
went
is
and
an
read
oil
it.
though, right?
But even then, y'all, it's all subjective because
Yeah.
what if you get a customs agent that stops you and you just don't, that customs agent doesn't, I mean, they could be nice or they could not be nice. They could let you go or not let you go. They could escalate it or not escalate it. I just, when you're traveling internationally, I just don't think it's smart. I don't know. Y'all could disagree, but
I disagree because I you know,
I'm just
before
not
Brittany,
traveling.
before Brittany,
I'm still traveling.
I think about it.
We know, baby.
That
You don't turn into a professional traveler.
She is. I think I
She went from 0 to 100.
real quick,
Baby,
and I'm
this
happy
is my
about that.
time. And we can talk about that
That's
too.
right,
But
sister.
this
Go
is
ahead.
my
Go
time.
ahead.
This
What's
is
your
my
time? Tell us
Talk
what that
about
looks like.
This is my time. My kids, I mean, grad school, college, 2 more years in high school. I'm done. I'm done. I have done what I was supposed to do. I have kept them alive. I have fed them. I have clothed them. I have maintained them. And so now it's up to them to do what they need to do. But now it is my time.
You know what? That's fun. Okay, so let's talk about it.
Because you got the
Because
high school.
remember at the first
Yeah.
one, but remember at our first one, that was the worry.
Yeah.
At our first podcast, that was the worry. Remember that
Yeah.
that Tish had was, you know, the emptiness and all my babies are leaving me and I'm changing. So your answer to that was to live.
Yeah, to live. And it's just like that girl on social media. She says something about, somebody says something about, y'all better come down here and get one of these.
That chicken salad.
And the girl's like, what? A chicken
Chicken
salad?
salad.
Well, what I'm going to tell you is go get you a life.
That's
Come
right.
get you one of these.
Come get you one of these.
You know, that'll save your life.
Really?
It will save your life. Getting your
Really?
mind in your business.
Minding your business.
Yeah, that will say. Do you
Yes.
know that's a full-time job?
Minding your business.
Minding your business. But
That's
not only,
a full-
but not
that
only
is
what
a
you mean.
full-time job. I know it's a, you know, I'm being funny, but I'm
Right.
being serious.
So
Taking
serious.
care of yourself.
Yes.
Dealing with your daily duties,
Yes.
yours.
Yes.
Because trust me, when you're not dealing with yours and you're dealing with mine or someone else's,
Yes.
something in your life is going lacking.
Yes.
So to just to mind your thoughts and yourself and deal with
Yes.
those things that, you know, that's what I was saying when that guy, I had heard, someone had posted it about therapy. The guy said, let me be clear. This isn't going to get my nails done isn't therapy. It's therapeutic.
Yeah.
Therapy is digging into my life, rearranging and unpacking some things that caused me to be who and where I am right now. So
And
let me just be
bound down. Let me loose myself.
Let me loose
Give
it.
myself permission.
Right.
To
Yes.
live.
And so
Yeah.
in doing that, you know, let me figure out the things that make me happy. I think honestly, most women, because I lived in a bubble. I lived a sheltered life. My parents, I lived a sheltered life. And I didn't realize that the way I lived and the way I saw things were not how other people. Now, and I don't mean it in a way of, you know, I just thought it was the norm that everybody, that you got along and that you'd understood this your sister time. I didn't, you know, because one of the things that was interjected in you gonna get beat down, disrespecting my mother, not doing good in school and fighting your sibling. That's your automatic. You done signed up for the whooping in the Jackson household. And so, you know, with that being said, you just had to celebrate. We grew up in a household where you celebrated each other, where you took care of each other, and so much so that if I had something going on, they took care of me. So then we would be considered spoiled. It's not that I'm spoiled. I wouldn't say. I will say this. No, the devil is a lie. I'm spoiled. My family has spoiled me, and God has too. But I also think that I try to spoil the people that I love. Because if it is something that you have going on or something that you need, I think I need to give you my undivided attention if I could. Because, when you are trying to navigate your life and you don't have the support that you need from the people that you pour into, it becomes burdensome.
I don't think I feel that I don't have or never had the support that I needed. I just feel like at this time I have done what I was called to do, which was to be their mother.
No.
And
See,
to be their
that's what I mean.
Right.
Here's
Okay.
exactly this is my point. That's your lane. Mm-hmm. In my lane, I didn't have the family, right? Mm-hmm. So at this point in my life, it wasn't about me. I've given it to everybody else. It's time now to pour into me. Mm-hmm. It was that it's time now. In other words, what I'm saying is same plane, different road to get there.
Mm-hmm. I can understand that.
Yeah. So you're saying it's time for you to do what God has called you to do?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. We're cooking with grease now. Mm-hmm. See, that's how you do it.
How about you, sister? You having the time of your life right now?
Girl,
what is this season about for you?
You know what? I'm just coasting.
Mm-hmm.
We've talked about just my transition, my journey, and my spiritual journey. So I'm just still on that high. Like, I'm just, like, chilling. Mm-hmm. My life is good. My marriage is good.
How do you keep it relevant?
Huh?
How do you keep it relevant, exciting, up?
Doing what I do, what you see on social media.
Mm-hmm.
Just celebrating it. I think I posted a video yesterday where I was literally just laughing.
Right.
And I'm just like, it just keeps me going, like, just waking up to it. Like I say, marriage is good. Finances are good. Mm-hmm. Business is good. My friends, my family is good. So it's just like...
And just being thankful and living in gratitude and thanking God for everything.
Every
I had a moment this morning.
Every day.
I just got up in the middle of the floor and danced like David did.
Yes. Yes.
I was like, Lord, thank you.
Yes.
Just for it all.
Yes.
Not even having one thing in particular to thank him for, but just being happy for the space that I'm in right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm riding it, baby.
Yeah.
You can get discouraged and sidetracked if you want to, but not me, honey. I'm just riding it out. So
yeah,
I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
I like to hear it.
Yeah.
I love to hear that.
Because it was a season, y'all know, baby. I was
Oh yeah. On the floor.
For a long time.
That's why I don't have patience, sympathy, or time for the haters who say something about the
Yes, because you don't even know.
Let's just say this because people could think that, you may be partial because you sister. But it's this influencer. Her name is Jaleesa Vaughn. I've been following her for years. And I remember when someone had someone had talked about her on her post that she wore the same shoes. She was starting her career in influencing.
People make me
and then
sick.
they said that she wore the same shoes.
Makes me sick.
And so, now she's hit millionaire status, Black girl. And here in Dallas,
it.
She's hit millionaire status now. Got a little family going on for her. I love this girl.
I'm gonna have to follow her.
Jaleesa Vaughn.
I think I do follow her.
You did. I may have told you about it a long time ago.
Yeah.
Well, now she lives in a beautiful home they had built. You saw her meet her husband. You saw her have her two kids.
I do. Yeah,
and so
you did.
I DM'd her and said, "Sis," because one day she was kind of like in her closet and was saying something, and I just said, "Sis, I remember." When and let me tell you this, it wasn't a troll that was in her comments. It was one of those blogs like Page 6
Oh my gosh.
that wrote up an article about her.
To really just oh my gosh.
And she
And
and
still
I
a
said,
joy.
I remember when they said you didn't have the shoes. You wore the same shoes, and they pointed it out. They showed by 6 posts with the same. They had evidence and receipts.
And you reminded me
now,
for what?
Now, they're not saying nothing about those Bottegas and them red bottoms and them Balenciagas. Because she has a bedroom now that she's converted into a closet in her beautiful home. And I said, you better show us. You better show us For God's sake, you better show us. We overcome by the blood of the Lamb and the words of our testimony. You are helping somebody. Because and then you tell them the article, and then you show them. And she did here recently. She said, point of view, you know how you do that point of view? Yeah. And that point of view when they said POV, POV. She did that. She did the POV of her scanning her closet in shoes in every color, bags to match the shoes. And now they saying she bragging. But sis.
Close your mouth.
Pick it up too. Look, what your face is all cracked.
It's all your face is cracked.
Yes. I love it. I'm here for it. Because here's the thing. When I was down, you didn't have a place for me to lay my head. Okay, so I'm with it. So I'm here for celebrating women, and I'm using her to say it's not just my sis, and it's and the people that I love. I don't know this girl. She is an Instagram influencer. We can see each other in the store and just maybe recognize because or the familiarity, being familiar because I've seen her on Instagram, but I don't know this girl. I do not know her. However, her story of seeing that and being able to identify, so when you do get to tell your story, the thing about it is you go wrong when you look at that as, and you be jealous by it. You need to be inspired by that.
Their eyes, you talked about me when I was down. And you talking about me while I'm up.
Yeah, you mad. You just gonna be mad. You gonna
sit on the couch.
That's gonna happen.
Go sit on the couch.
Haters, they gonna hate.
Yeah, that's gonna happen.
I had a troll
You
recently.
You need them.
Recently, I was in South Africa, and so I was so high. Honey, I was so high in South Africa, it wasn't nothing that was gonna bring me down. I had a troll on my post where I was.
I remember that.
I was dancing, and I was just praising God, and she said, and the text was, God is the cheat code. In other words, you can look in your life. What I was saying is you can look in your life and you can think it was other things that was going to get you through, but it was God all along. What happened? Baby, that girl was on there saying, how dare you disrespect God like that in that song? And the song was...
It was
God put me on. God put me on.
Yeah.
God put me on. God put me on.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, even about the song, the Christian rap song that the young man who's singing, he used to work at Wells Fargo, and they told him, "You're never gonna Christian rap ain't gonna do nothing. You're not gonna do nothing. He's traveling all over the world now." And he said, "God put me on." I'll forward it to him. Forward you his information, but young guy, and he just be up there dancing. Well, I was dancing to that on this post, and the girl was like. The girl was like, you put some more respect on God's name.
What you say, sister?
You want me to read?
Play with you,
mama. Okay, no.
Because sometimes you do gotta get these folks together.
Normally I don't.
You know what? Normally, in a nice way.
Normally, because I done been trolled before, and then I talked to my sisters. Look, y'all look at this. What y'all think? But
it does make you feel some type of way sometimes.
I didn't go in her DM. It was on site. On site.
Like kids, show out in the public, you're gonna get
your back caved in on site. What I said was, as good as God has been to me, I'm going to tell you like David told Saul's sister when she said the same thing to him. I will be even more undignified than this.
Okay.
In other words, if you think this is something,
you just wait.
I didn't block her because I wanted to see it. I didn't
just wait.
You know what? I did it purposely.
Let me get you some popcorn.
Purposely didn't unblock her now. And some of them went after her. But I don't want to unblock her because here's the thing. Keep watching.
Keep watching.
When I start breakdancing, what you gonna say?
Well, yeah.
Girl, my hand was just up in the air. That's it. If that got you salty, girl, I know what you gonna do. And for those of you who don't know the story of David was like, the Ark of the Covenant had come back to the town, and God had been blessing them, and he was the king at that time. Mm-hmm. And a king is supposed to be in all his formal world. Regal and stuff, and he was in like a linen, a tunic or something, like a dress that men wore back then. And he was in the middle of the city dancing, and so much so he looked drunk. And his predecessor's daughter, oh hater are you? His predecessor's daughter said something about it, told him, look at you. And all them people, you are disgracing God. Mm-hmm. And then those people who you think are looking at you, you're dishonoring them. And he was like, I would be even worse than this. Because he called it undignified. He danced. He was dancing, and it was what he had on. Mm-hmm. It was what he had on at that time. Mm-hmm. And so the thing about it is, I can't. Girl, you wasn't there when I was crying and couldn't get and lift my head up, or the anxiety was so thick I couldn't get out of the bed. What are you talking about? Oh my God, I don't even know who you are. And when I say I don't know who you are, is this, because I'm putting it on a public platform, right? And I don't have to know who you are. What I mean by that, when you can identify that somebody has made it over something and they are rejoicing, and you can't find a way to rejoice with them, then I suggest you unfollow.
Or scroll on.
Yeah.
What's wrong? Why you got to say something?
Yeah, it's not
Scroll
for you.
on.
This one is not for you, and I suggest
You following
move on.
me.
Yeah.
That's not what it is, though. I think people love to, they love to throw shots at you. They love to throw darts at you.
Where does that come from? A
Because
pit,
you
a
hide
trash can?
Well, you hide behind the keyboard. You call them keyboard cowboys. They love to hide behind, they hide in anonymity, right? They don't have anything that can identify them. Like, you meet them on the street, you wouldn't even know who they were. But they know exactly who you are and what you stand for. And so the enemy throws darts all day, every day.
I know just as good when I see
that.
people who may have not recognized me from social media, they do a double take and then they look off. And I'm like, go to speak, it's okay, hi. You know, and I don't have a whole lot of followers, but I have seen people. And so, but even when you do that behind closed doors, God saw it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Where'd that come from? What evil pit in your gut that come from?
It's a dart. I mean, that's all it is. It's a dart. I mean, they come at you. No matter, you can't see them. Some you see
I
coming,
look at it
some
like
you don't.
distractions. It's
Well, no.
It's trying to get you distracted.
Absolutely.
You know,
When
so
it
you
comes
start
from
worrying
you.
about
So
it.
you can go down a
Trying to-
rabbit hole
Yeah.
and wonder if you're
No.
doing what you know. And so let's talk about this. All of us have a social media presence, right? So we all have a social media presence, and we all have to, kind of protect our brand and be who we are. We have to function in authenticity, but we also have to let people see who we are. We have to open ourselves up a little bit to everybody. How does it feel? Like you just said, when someone does that to you, have you ever been trolled? Has anyone ever said anything, nasty or like didn't take your feelings into account? Has that ever happened to you before? And how did you handle that?
I'm pretty sure I have, but I'm going to get you right together on set.
She's so good.
I'll be like, I done retired
She said she
to
retired.
live like that anymore. Now, Google me.
You know what? There have been times where I have come to sis defense on that, be like, girl, she don't tag that now. Read.
Yeah, I'm going to get you together most of the time. But now, I do. Sometimes I will just scroll past it. But if you catch me on a good day,
That's
I
when
got
that's
time
really
today,
what it is.
and I'm feeling a little pettiness, I'm going to get you together.
I just block it.
I don't.
I don't even care. I don't even want to
Well,
give it space.
oftentimes I do.
Now they have the algorithm.
But sometimes,
say what you want to
yeah.
say.
But sometimes you're
wanna
going to
say.
get it. Because today is a good day.
I
Come in a great time.
You call me. Well, let me say this. Now, what I'm not gonna do is do no whole live.
No, I ain't gonna do
based
all
on
that.
what you just said.
Not to talk to one person.
Yeah, I don't have that kind of time, and then
Yeah.
I get upset with them people who go after. But I understand.
You go live
it was
and
that one
tell
thing.
one person out.
Yeah, it's
And
that
you gotta
one
address
thing.
the world.
Yeah, like don't get the whole class in trouble because she cheated.
I know.
Yeah, I'm not
Now
putting
we
no
all
time
in
into
trouble.
that.
I don't want to hear that. I just come on, keep dancing.
I just
do
act
what
like
you do.
Beyonce and them scroll right on past. Because I know sometimes them celebrities be saying that stuff they be saying.
But you know what? Jay-Z get him back in his songs.
Oh, he come back. So we got to
Because
start
I didn't
singing.
realize, no. You got to start living. That's just his success. That's his platform.
That's true.
My platform. You know what? Hey. Here's the thing. I just feel like I can't address your hate. I don't know what to do with that. So I'd rather be successful. It's like when my sister said, don't let that good crisis go to waste.
Your best
So if
revenge
you-
is your paper.
I don't want to be. The thing about it is, they don't know how much money you make,
Right.
but they gonna know when you genuinely happy. Yeah, they gonna know it. They gonna know it. Even if they looked up your net worth, you could have money in your kid's name. They don't know fully what you got.
So since we all operate in positivity, what do you do to stay positive?
Cuss folk out. Baby. Yeah. No. Oh. The minister.
So is that what you learned over there?
This is my mama. Y'all at school in private schools, and that's what you come back here with.
You said you live over there and changed.
I did, but I played no games.
That's right. You shouldn't.
Now,
Yes, you shouldn't.
I left out of here playing no games, and I came back playing less.
Less. I love it.
She said, play with your mama.
I ain't got time for that.
Ain't got time today.
Really, I really don't. I don't. You know what?
That was crazy.
I don't.
You just had that right there on the edge.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. But no, I didn't. I really don't have no beef for the haters.
No.
But what do you do to stay positive, sister? How do you replenish yourself?
Oh, smile. No, I'm teasing. I am teasing. No, well, in some cases, like, let me be honest with you. I am going to say what I need to say when I need to say it.
Okay.
Then there are times where, okay, like the word of God says, be slow to speak, swift to hear, slow to anger. Gotcha. So I do try to employ those things. But I also know if my fuse is lit and I need to get you off of me, that I need to say what I need to say. But Africa didn't do that to me. 47 did that to me.
I'm going to tell you what it is. I think people look at me and they see that I'm, quiet, soft-spoken most times.
They think they can handle
They think that they can handle me. But the thing about that is that I always tell people that don't know me.
She from St. Louis.
Not even that. But I have a Peter spirit. Okay?
I'm going to cut your ear right on off.
I will. But I'm not going to do it until I know that it's time. And I'm going to let you know. I'm going to cut you or I'm going to cuss you out. Because Peter had choice words, right?
He did.
So I know that you also have to temper that with being sweet and watching what you say and being slow to speak, slow to anger, But that's the thing. But remaining positive for me, the things that I do, I try and sit alone and try and feed what gives me energy. I try and reserve my thoughts, sit by myself at least 24 hours a week for an entire day. I have a day that is just me. I replenish myself. I give myself back the energy that I need. Yeah.
And every morning I've been intentional about, I listen to something motivational every morning before I look at social media, before I do anything. That's the first thing that's poured into my spirit. I'm going to listen to something motivational, whether it's a sermon, whether it's just, sometimes I listen to ET, but love somebody's motivational is going to be in my spirit first. Because then you can address things, in a more tactful manner, because you just,
when you run on empty, you can't.
You're not, that's right.
When you're running on empty, and I know when I'm running on empty.
By the end of the week, if I'm a little empty, I'm a little tired, then I got time today.
Burning folk, you all right?
What's wrong with her? Her nose flared up. What she
I know, unflare your nose. But you know what? To answer your question, I know we was laughing about that. It is
no,
to
that
feel
was
myself
funny,
up.
and that's authentic. That's fine.
No, I ain't running around here cussing folk out, but I do have to. I ain't cussed you out.
No. I'm just saying. No, what I'm saying is, for me to be truthful, no, I don't do that all the time. That is not who I am.
Because by the time you've gone there, you now are out of yourself.
Yeah, I'm out.
You got to bring yourself back.
Exactly.
But what I do to keep myself in this frame of mind is I have to stay full. I have to. And honestly, I know people might get, sick of it and not think that this is a consistent lifestyle for me. But when I'm running on empty, it's usually when you probably will get a lash. But if I'm full, I usually have some reserve, to pull on. And I have to do that by reading my word. I got to dig in it. I got to, and not just reading anything. Sometimes I'm on a word diet where I've had to cut off the TV. I can't Netflix and chill. I can't, bop to my favorite songs. I have to kind of really go in and fill myself up. Yes, I do.
Yes.
And so mine may be a little different because it can sound extreme where I'll go into fasting, literally. That you kind of reel myself back in once a week.
Oh, I call that I'm too far away from center. I'm too left of center. I know when I need to come back to the middle.
I call that a slow drift.
Yes.
But see, what I'm saying is that's not a practice that I do when I'm too far gone. That is a practice that I do to keep me positive.
Right.
Where to keep me happy when I walk in the room and I want to hug everybody is because I'm full. Because, like we're women, like you may not feel good. 9 times out of 10, when most people see me, I may not feel good because I have fibroids. I don't know when the Lord gonna come get this cycle. Girl.
Amen.
Girl, I'm like, dang, I feel too old to be,
Still menopause.
Yeah, I know. I'm ready for the menopause.
You ready for menopause?
Yeah.
Still
having a cycle, needing pads and stuff.
He can have
It's
it.
been so long for me. I was trying to find the
know what
words
it is
for it.
no more.
Maybe I was trying to find the word.
I'm like, good Lord, leave me alone, you bully. Messing with me. But no, half the time I may not feel good because I have fibroids and things like that. So if I, with that being said, that's why I can't go. If I'm on travel, I got to have some medicine. I don't be the dang fool. But
this is a question. And I'm going to turn the tables real quick.
Turn them.
You are a minister, correct? Here's where we are. How do you deal with that, or how do you react when you are sometimes carnal, when there are carnal things that come up, there are fleshly things that come up, when people irritate you? How do you temper that? How do you put those two things together? Help us right here and right now. Help us understand that we are all people. We're human, correct? But we're also spiritual beings.
What would you like my help to do?
I would like your help to help us, not necessarily determine how to react, but help us be not so, because let me
Out
just
of
say
the
this.
abundant, okay.
For me, I sometimes feel as though, I was really fleshly with that. I really didn't have to say that, but I did. I didn't have to use my words like that, but I did. And I feel guilty and I feel bad. But then I also have to understand that I am human.
Well, here's the thing with that. Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. So it's what's on your heart.
Right.
Well, it's what you fed your heart. It's what you given yourself. So if you are running on empty and on fumes, what's going to come out will be those remnants of the nice nasty. That's when that comes out. But when you're full and you have the word in you, and you floating on that plane, when your mouth speaks, that's what you say will be, tactful and what you want to say. That's why I said when I was asking you a few minutes ago, where does that come from? When you trolling somebody or you saying something nasty to somebody, it comes from a nasty place in your life. Okay. And if you can muster yourself up to say that, now we all look and say, I don't like her hair like that. Or I don't. Oh, sis, that ain't a cute outfit. Right. But to just flat out and say you should be dead or something nasty and fermented like that, it came from a sour spot. For you to dig down and say something that sour, you're sour. So for somebody who has good in them and are not of evil, and you say something that's off like that, then you need to fill yourself back up. You are an empty vessel. Your spirit is dwelling, and your flesh now is empty. You have to keep your soul full, because that's what you speak from. That's where your emotions come from. That's who we are in our spirit. That's who we are. We are what does that say? That we are earthly vessel having a heavenly experience. Whether you want to believe that or not, it is what it is. You don't realize that we operate in that line. I don't want to sound spooky or spiritual or mystic or anything like that. But the thing about it is, it's just like you got to get up and clean yourself, or you're going to start smelling bad because your flesh will start rotting, and you got to wash out that dead skin. It's the same with your insides. And so on a daily basis, you may not have thought you were ingesting evil, but you were. When you walked past the news and you or looked at social media and you saw a plane crash, what came across your mind when you saw it? Still there. You read the news and you saw that we're about to hit a recession. Something came across your mind. It's still there. You think it's a whiteboard that you washed off because you switched off of that channel or stopped reading it, but it's still dwelling there.
Renewing your mind.
So you have to do something about it. You have to feed your soul. You have to renew your mind. You have to. If you don't, then that's what will speak for you. The trash. And so you have to be very careful. I try my best to stay in situations to where I'm speaking or around things that speak to me. In my Instagram feed, I try to make sure that I will go through and audit it. If I'm looking at it and all I'm seeing is flexing, I don't want to see that. I need to be fed. you know. So I may start deleting people and or what have you, because I need my feed to look at be something different. Or if I feel like I'm on here too much and that's become an idol for me, then I gotta switch off. I don't log off because it's also business, but I need to switch off. I got too much FaceTime with it, you know. Or if I'm on the phone too much and I'm sounding, you know, homegirlish too much, and I can't articulate myself in this business meeting, you know, it's what I'm feeding myself. Like I go in a meeting and I'm speaking and I'm sounding, you know, I can't even drum up no small talk because I haven't fed myself anything. I am in school, and when I write my papers, I write the best papers is when I read a lot, and most of the stuff I didn't read wasn't related. That I read, it wasn't related to my paper, but I had fed myself academia, you know, so or things or scholarly work. Then I have output because I have some input in. So you can't tell me that you can look at, you know, fighting and turning over tables
and basketball
and all that stuff, and that's what you come out with. Like that's right. You done put it in your spirit, and now it's coming out as you speak. That becomes a part of you, and you don't know it. It goes nowhere. Energy is neither lost nor destroyed. It only transferred. And so that's your energy that you bring in, and you just got into it and had this big argument, or you looking at other people had this big argument, and your natural reflex is to regurgitate what you have ingested. So I try to be very careful with that.
While you were gone, sister, you remember we talked about on one of the shows about not being afraid to get therapy or sit on the couch.
Yes.
And that actually helped me, you know, back when. Remember when I went to therapy? You know who I went to. And so, but one of the first things before I went and saw her, with me telling her everything that I had going on, she said, baby, you empty. You have poured out everything. You have nothing else to give. She was like, you need to fill yourself up. So now I know what that feels like. So when I get there, I know that, you know, sometimes I go into silence, and then I'll just shut my phone off for a little while and be like, yeah, are you okay? You okay? Well, I'm empty. So I need to go fill myself up. And then, of course, years ago when I lived in California, I went to anger management. So that has truly played a big part. You know, it wasn't that I was just this angry person, but it was circumstances. It just made you angry. So even with that, I've learned how to not go from 0 to 100. Some of the things that they taught me, you know, while I was in anger management. And I use those tools to this day, even 20 years later. I'm still using those same tools and everything that I learned on the couch. You just got to know when you're getting to that place that you got to go, but you know, okay, let me step back because maybe I'm getting irritated too quick, or things is bothering me, you know, or every little thing you see, be like, oh, you're getting on my nerves. You know, you just got to know when to pull back. And so I've just learned it.
So it sounds like you do the same thing that I do. So like I said, I just take that time and I just do things that feed me and give me energy. So it sounds like the same type of resolution that you use, I use.
I'm a night crawler.
Definitely.
Yeah.
You're a night crawler.
I know. I'm telling you, I can feel it.
3 a.m.,
really?
midnight. I don't even try to do it during the day because then my anxiety will be too high if I try to shut down. But like in the middle of the night, I will set my alarm clock
to get up,
to feed myself.
Yeah,
I will. That's my superpower.
Yeah. I call it sitting and looking at a wall. That's exactly what it is. And it's not necessarily looking at a wall, but it is sitting and looking internally at what has affected me this previous week. What am I anxious about for the upcoming week or the upcoming days? And try and give myself a resolution, or at least meditate my way through it. You know?
You deal with a lot.
I do.
Yeah, you're dealing with, I mean, we both see clients. So when you're dealing with all those different spirits, you know, and personalities on a daily basis, like sometimes you got to go sit down.
You do.
When church isn't enough.
Yeah.
Because it's very true. When church isn't enough.
That's
you go to church on Sunday, you get that word. You know, but when you went, you was at negative 32.
Yeah.
That only filled you up
to negative 16.
Negative 16. I was
You got to do the work.
Still negative.
You still got to do some more work.
You got to go, Monday. Yeah, you have to do more. You let it go too far.
Yeah.
You know, you let it go too far, and you need a break. And I don't know what that break will be.
Or what that will recharge.
So y'all, what were the topics that we talked about today? I don't know. We just talked
Yeah.
about, life, right?
Just life.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what? Let me tell you. I realized that this was a really good outlet, and I hope that it will be a good outlet for other people, to hear themselves in it and maybe start sparking some conversations with their girlfriends or guy friends or whomever, your good Judys, whatever you call them. But, just start the conversation and stop being so secretive. I heard a word in South Africa. Dr. James preached it, and she said, you know what? God, he used discretion, but he was seldom private. And I thought, now I understand we are to move in discretion, but that seldom private is that he would tell his people what he was going to do. And he would involve them. It was communal. And so that you can, start supporting each other and getting some help around some of the things that you do. You're not going to be able to do it alone.
And we were not designed to live in isolation. Yeah,
I went through a period right before I went to South Africa where it was a project that I was fixing to start working on, and I was thinking I'm in it by myself. But I realized, that patience was my biggest asset. That if I were to just sit and wait for a minute, God was going to bring into my path what I needed, and he did in a big, big, big way. And so I guess if there was something that I would say for us, in this conversations, like people do wonder, do we really talk like this?
Yes.
Like here coming up, we probably, I don't know if y'all already did it. I didn't see a text come through on our group, on our friend thread, when our Christmas sleepover is going. Are we gonna do that this year?
We're gonna figure it out.
Yeah, we've been trying to get it.
Crazy. Y'all been talking about it. I know it. That's
we started
crazy.
planning too late. I think this year. I think
we're not gonna get to do it.
We're gonna try.
We still trying.
Even if it's next
we're
year,
still get to
the
try.
first of next year.
Yeah.
We'll do
Or
it.
if we do it like around the thing.
You all don't know this, but we have a Christmas party every year. We wear matching pajamas and we make gingerbread houses and we talk about each other and to each other.
Yes. So we got to get it in because we got to go into the new year. We got to figure
rent
it out.
houses.
That's right.
We go over folk houses.
Our sister, she weird. I mean, like really weird.
Don't nobody know that.
I be like, hey, can you sister,
I know. I be like,
We work, but we don't work.
right. I work, but not work.
it's bad. I know. I do.
so
That's why when that phone ring, answer.
We can't call her on Monday at 10.
Oh,
No.
And play.
I know. We used to.
Yeah.
Oh, God help us, Lord.
I be like, ain't no fun no more.
It was so funny because Chris was saying the same thing Roy was saying. Talking about, I bet y'all was like the color purple.
Girl, that's what he said. As soon as Marcy came back, he said, I saw that. No, did we see? Oh, yeah, when we saw each other, I took her to eat for her birthday. She just, happy belated birthday.
Oh, yeah, it was my birthday.
Yes,
I'm 47.
So I took her to eat, and when I got home, my husband was like, I bet y'all was like on color purple.
I know it, but you know what?
I said, you are crazy.
I know it because we really were.
Me and you must
Never fun. And I was like, okay, so we can all get together. I wanted, you know what? I learned this early in life. I was going to need people. I knew it. And I wasn't going to always be able to choose so that when those people did come, I would do my best to hold on to them. And so I'm grateful for the friendships, the sisterhoods. I'm grateful for the failed relationships because they taught me how to be a good friend, a good sister, a good wife, a good girlfriend, a good whatever, the things that I have been in my life, So I am the better for it. I do miss y'all though. I know it's sad because you know what? Just think about it. Even last Christmas, y'all all spent the night at the house, but I couldn't.
What? That's right.
I couldn't. And
Because of school.
I was writing that paper.
Yep, she was writing that paper. That 8-page paper.
So you're
I think it's like
you gonna
30
get to play
pages
this
this year.
time?
I'm going to try my best to.
We may not get the house, but maybe we can get a day.
Yeah. I said that I was going to try to space it out. Matter of fact, that's what I was going to do this evening to go.
Well, bring us some. I'll help you write.
No.
I know what you're going to do.
Me and you must have a
Oh, it's bad.
I can't.
It's fine. It's fine. But I can't. I'm like that too. Like,
You give me science, I'll do it all day. I can't help you with that.
that writing, I know it.
Well, that's good.
Guys.
We are so excited. And we're excited about what you have going on, too. So we're going to share that on the next episode.
I know I have something coming up, guys. I got some big big news.
That's right.
All
And
right.
we're all excited about it. So we'll see you next time.
We miss our girl April, guys. Pray for her.
Yep.
All right. We'll
All
see you
right.
later.
We love you.
Happy holidays.
Bye, y'all.